Welcome to the 2025 Mustang program at Herrold Stables. In this video, you'll learn what's provided by Herrold Stables, the support and training, what you need to purchase for success, the process to apply to the program, where do the Mustangs come from, how the horses get to Herrold Stables, the time commitment needed, the competition, the adoption process, and some testimonials.
The Teens in Oregon Mustang was created like 25 years ago, and they just felt the need to match the wild horse, find a good home for the wild horse. Here at the barn, we walk you through, as the competitor for this program, you're one of our trainers and you board here at our barn. Our horse boarding is $500, and that's full care, so that includes the 12 by 12 stall and a 42-foot run. And we do all the daily chores of that. We feed your horse, we water it, we clean the stall. You would be a boarder here. So we would have our own boarding contract that says you come whenever you want. We close at 9 p.m. Okay. So we're open 7 days a week. Okay. You would be, whenever you come, you don't have to tell me. Okay. If you have an underage student, you need to have somebody, an adult, with them when they come. And we ask that you have 2 people when you come anyways. If there's another adult, even if it's an adult doing the program, if you have another person, or hey, give us a heads up that hey, we're here. We pretty much know you're here because your car is in the parking lot. But if you get stuck, if you get at a spot where you will get stuck, then give us a call and say, hey, I'm coming out there on Wednesday. Can you meet with me? And we'll kind of, because it takes 5 minutes for us to kind of stand there and give you a bunch of pointers while you're in there, and you'll go a lot farther. Here at Herrold Stables, we also have our own obstacle course, and we'll just prepare you. We are always clapping. We'll have big crowds out while you're in the arena at any time. When you're further along, you would be required to get your own helmet, of course, lunge line, a stud chain, halter, lunge whip, any extra grain that your horse might want. The program, Teens program, also partners with Purina, and they'll give you a voucher for a couple bags of grain. We find that the Wild Mustang does the best on alfalfa or regular grass hay. So those are things that we can supply for you. So to run through the program, what we do is you have to apply first. And their applications all are starting in January, and it's first come, first serve. So you really want to get your application in as soon as possible, because it's the first ones in get the first choice of a horse. So what they do is they'll gather them all in together, figure out how many they have, and then assign a horse for you. You will be able to pick from like 3 or 4 different horses when they get to your number being called to make that selection. I always suggest people to get a gelding. We find that they're a little easier to deal with than a mare on average. That doesn't mean all of them are like that, but they are. At Burns, Oregon, they process all of the horses together, and they will put them through a cattle chute, and when they come in off of the range, and they will freeze brand them, each one, and all those different symbols mean something. It's actually in that book too. They'll mark them by herd, which herd they're from, their age. So this is the same time that the vet's looking them all over, and will geld them at the same time. And they're giving them all their shots and worming them and all this good stuff. They'll check their teeth for any real dental abnormalities. So these horses in this program are also part of that, and so they have been checked by a vet and all this good stuff. But the freeze brand, they put that in there, and The hair follicles will always grow back white because of the freeze branding. The Teens in Oregon Mustang, Erica Fitzgerald and her team of people will be down in the corrals in Burns, checking each one of the horses that they want to prospectively put into this program. So we would go pick up your horse with you. You would be at the St. Paul Rodeo. You must be there to sign off with BLM. This is a contract between you, the adult, it has to be an adult, and BLM. And you're signing saying that you will keep this horse healthy for 1 full year. We suggest that you come out. We would like you to be here at least twice a week, and maybe you put in an hour. So the babies, the younger ones, really can't absorb a whole bunch at one time. Just like little children, it's better to be, you see them every day, but just maybe, an hour a day or 10 minutes a day. The older ones, if you're starting to ride and you want to ride well, then you probably should be out here a lot longer. And you also will have an older horse so they can absorb more in one period of time. So that's what you're dealing with, is you're dealing with horses that will mature at different stages. We always ask that you leave positive. If you have a really miserable day, if you come in and you're kind of had a really bad day to begin with, please don't take it out on your horse. You have to remember that this is a wild animal that's already started is afraid of you, so we need to come at it from that angle. But I would say at least twice a week. So it's really fun, and it's all low key. The competitors that come to this program are very willing to help other people. You'll find that the competition works in different sections, so it's usually a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We would, my husband and I will be trailering your horse to the actual competition. You'll set up on a Thursday, you get your horse all settled into the stall, and then you would show on Friday, usually like a ground in hand, so you'll do showmanship, it's called. It's how the person shows that horse. You have to have it spotless clean at all times. You take it in, you need to know some body parts. We have a chart over here that'll help you. So the judge might ask you a body part. You need to know those things. There's youth in hand. It's geared for 10 to 14-year-old. And they usually just do a yearling. There's just ground training. There's no getting on their back. The program, BLM, like 2 years ago, decided to just have the riding horses can be 3 and up, so they don't even ride 2-year-olds anymore. And so that's why you'll see the different categories. If you're a teen or an adult, there's 15-year-old and up, 2 to 4-year-old Mustang. Platinum is 50-year-old and older adult, and they would have a yearling. That's become very popular, so that you can, it's a kind of a way to help, but you're not going to get hurt like you would with getting on the back of a horse. The Teens in Oregon Mustang have 100% adoption rate. They've never had one not be adopted. With that said, they have their own funds, and so they will buy back any type of horse that is, even if it's lame, or if you, and that's the other guarantee here too, is if you get into this, these horses are rounded up and they are stuck into a trailer, and they are a wild animal. So you get them home and you start gentling them, and you find that, gee, this leg, there's really something wrong with it. The Teens in Oregon Mustang have a vet that they work with, and you can call that vet out, and they will come for free and look at that horse, and it's their expense. If there's something wrong. If you decide to keep your horse, then you would sign off at the end of that show, that yes, I do want to keep my horse. And so you and BLM would make an agreement, and but you still do not take full custody of that horse for 1 full year. The same that if it was auctioned off, that new owner would not take custody for 1 full year. So any horse, if you go to BLM today and you pick up a horse from them, you still have to sit on that horse for 1 full year. This prevents anybody from, they're not going to feed their horse for a year and then take them up to slaughter. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't pencil out. So that's why they've done this program. But it's always a 1 year wait. BLM does not want that horse back unless you're abusing it. You know what I mean? They will take it back if you're abusing it. You do have to go through a background check for any previous animal abuse case in your history. Then they will check that. It is a really nice, positive environment and program for your kids to go through, because you do learn a lot about team. You're building up each other as you're learning yourself. And we're not, it's a competition, yes, but each horse is at a different stage, and each horse will accomplish differently, different goals.
Because of the experience, I learned how to take care of a horse. Coming into the program new, I didn't really know what I was doing, and walking out of the program, I knew better of what to do.
By doing the program at Herrold Stables, I was able to get tons of help from both Dan and Elaine Herrold, and I learned so much both from them and the other people doing it with me.